Good morning, beautiful DSG. We are talking smoky eyes today. Your task for today is to create a smoky eye, and I'm excited because this is one of my favorite things to teach to people, because I think it's one of those moments where people have those wow moments, those moments where people are like, oh my God, is that all you need to do? Okay, cool, fine. So I'm hoping that you'll get all of that feeling today. Good morning, Sophie. Good morning, good morning. Come and say hi. I can see Sophie's comments, so hopefully I can see all the comments. Hi, Suzanne. Oh my God, you guys on Instagram have been epic. Claire, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, maybe I can see comments. This is awesome. I feel like I'm just going to double check by putting it here as well, just in case, because I don't want to miss out on people's comments. So, okay. So we're going to talk about the smoky eye today. If you haven't already figured it out, every single day this week, I am giving you a different way of presenting exactly the same thing. And I'm doing that on purpose because, in my opinion, if you can talk about the same thing in 12,000 different ways, then customers are going to see over and over again how much you use it, how versatile it is, how they can use it. They'll take inspiration and eventually they'll be like, actually, do you know what? I really do need that garnet that can be used for this, for this, for this, for this, for this. Off I go. So the idea is obviously to help you to gain more sales, but also if you're going live every day and you're talking about something and people are starting to listen to you, the more you talk about something, the more people start to kind of get invested in that. So you could take any of our products. I've just taken Garnet because it's one of my favorites. It's one that I know is in stock. It's one that I personally think you can use in loads of different ways. So today we're going to talk about the smoky eye. Now, I don't want you to forget about all of the things that we've already processed, that we've already talked about, those ingredients, the special reasons why Shadow Sense is better than anything else on the market, the way that you apply your 3 tones, everything that we've talked about so far is going to come in to the smoky eye today, okay? So if you're following along with me, what I have in front of me, I've just done my candlelight, and what I have in front of me is Mocha Java and Garnet. Those 2 colours are the colours that I currently have in front of me. So I'm just letting you know that that's what I have. I might end up with a lighter colour if I feel like it, but I haven't decided yet. So at the moment, that's all I've got in front of me. Okay, so I want you to have a similar setup to a normal 3-tone eye. So I'm going to grab my Mocha Java. I'm going to do exactly what I've done every single day because I'm showing you that that step is really important. So I popped it above where my natural crease is. I'm using a nice big fluffy brush. I'm holding it really far backwards and I'm going to blend it into that crease area because I want to know where the height of my makeup is going to go. Look how high it is. Comes all the way up to here. Morning, Jade. Good morning. So we're bringing it all the way up to where that, just above where that crease is. Look at the lift. Every single time I do this, I'm like, oh my God. But this time, we're going back in with Mocha Java and we're just going to connect it up a little bit. So where that diagonal line from my lower lash line up to my brow is, I'm just going to add in a little bit more Mocha Java and I'm going to blend that into that crease area. I know where the height can be. I'm going to blend it in to that lower lash line and I'm just going to start to add a little bit of kind of guidelines, okay? Now the reason I'm starting with a medium tone, 1, because it'll help with the blend later on, but 2, because it gives me security. It gives me safety. So when I'm building up a darker colour, which can be much more terrifying, I know where it's going to go because I've already put that colour in. Obviously, I personally love putting my lower lash line, putting my medium tone into my lower lash line. I may well go back in and put a little bit of the darker tone into that lower lash line, but I genuinely think it helps to hide fine lines and wrinkles under there. It helps to just give you a little bit more grace under there. But that is my basic eye. So I'm going to go into looking dead straight, not raising my brows at all, just a little line of Mocha Java. Blend that line across using a nice big fluffy brush all the way across into that corner. And your eyes are different, which is why every time I reset, I look forward, I make sure that I've dropped my brows, I put that colour into the right place. And I want you to be teaching your customers this as well, because it's so, so important. Then I'm going to go in this diagonal line and just kind of fill in a little bit on that outer corner, okay? So I'm doing exactly the same thing as I did on the other side. I'm patting first. Patting sets the pigment, gets it nice and bold, and then I'm blending it in so I've got a nice blend across. Now, it doesn't matter how neat this is at this point, because realistically, we're about to go over the top, as of on top of, not OTT, over the top of that colour, okay? But this is a soft, smoky eye. I can bring it in a little bit more. If you have really small eyes, if you have really hooded eyes, you might not want to bring your colour all the way in. The super, super, super smoky eye might not be for you if you have really small eyes. But my key thing with a smoky eye is that your medium tone can come all the way in, but your darkest tone isn't going to come into this inner corner bit here, especially not up here. The higher you come up here, the more it's going to weirdly close off your eyes. So we are looking for our smoky eye to be on our lids and into that upper corner. So this kind of diagonal line upwards. I don't know if that helps. Like up to here. Do not come into this inner corner. Do your very, very best not to do that. Okay, so Mocha Java. Check. I've used Mocha Java. You could use a whole plethora of colours. We're using garnet and we're talking about a soft smoky eye, because black onyx would be a smoky eye. That would be like a proper original smoky eye. But we're going to use garnet and we're going to create a softer smoky eye. So what we're going to start with, we know where the colour is going to go up to, but I'm actually just going to start with a couple of dots on my main lid. I am going to grab myself a really nice, I like this one, it's stubby, but it's got a little bit of blend to it. And I'm just going to start with that colour on my main lid. I'm not going all the way into that inner corner. I'm just starting with that colour on that main lid, and then I'm gently working it upwards, okay? So a little bit of colour. You start with less colour and build it upwards. Remember, we said we're not coming all the way up, but we are going to come gently with whatever's left on my brush into that inner corner, okay? So up to where that colour line is, and I can just add as much or as little as I like. If I want to go in with more, I absolutely can. The other thing that you might want to do if you feel like you've come in too far is just add a little bit of candlelight, of something lighter, whatever you want, with your lighter brush into that inner corner, just to reopen it up. So if you feel like for some reason you've come in too far, you feel like it's got too dark for you in there, you can totally play around with your candlelight just to lighten it. And it really depends on what your eyes look like. But blending that candlelight with my garnet is going to give me like a slightly lighter version. Okay? And obviously anything underneath, if you want to add a little bit more, you totally and utterly can. Okay? I have a smoky eye. It's a light smoky eye, but I can keep going if I want to. No, wrong one. Okay, so that is one thing that you can do. Then you can build. Now, this is the important thing about a smoky eye. If you start out with one dot, you can add more and more to your smoky eye wherever you want it. So I tend to keep my extra smokiness to that outer third when I'm applying it. So I'll apply it, I'll press it into that outer third, and then I might just, anything that's left over on my brush, I might just bring it in. I might grab my Mocha Java brush and just gently blend that edge. Bear in mind that I'm holding this really far backwards. So you can basically play around with this as much or as little as you like, okay? So smoky eye, all the way up to where I know my height can be. If I drop my brows, there's colour sticking out the top. I've come underneath with a little bit. I haven't come all the way into the inner corner, but I have done with my Mocha Java. Am I making sense? Okay, so this is one eye. This is one way of doing this. The other thought that I would have is that going back to what we were talking about yesterday, if you wanted to, hi Kaylee, if you wanted to, you can absolutely just add a little bit of extra dimension with a teeny tiny flick in there. That's absolutely fine. Hi Suzanne. And then if you want to, you can neaten it up, you can blend it in, it doesn't matter, but you can play around with this as much or as little as you like. So that's one way of smoky eyeing, and I'll come back to that. I'll put some mascara on in a second, and we'll see how it looks, because normally that sorts everything out. But smoky eye, soft, not heavy, not black. I've made sure that you guys know that if you want to, just open that inner corner up. If you've got small or hooded eyes, you might want to add just a little bit of extra brightness in that corner, and then just with your garnet brush. Yes. Hi, Rachel. Suzanne, can I explain what I mean by flick? Yeah, so if you wanted to have a little bit of liner in that outer corner, you absolutely can. I don't know if you can see. Just flick out that outer corner just to give you a little bit of extra dimension. You don't have to. I'm absolutely just playing around here with different options. Does that help, Suzanne? Sorry. Yes, hopefully. But yeah. Have your 3 brushes. So my 3 brushes, my candlelight brush, my Mocha Java brush, and my garnet brush. And I'm playing around with those. I want to keep my eye a little bit open on this inner corner. So I went back in with candlelight. And then I've gone over the top of that candlelight with any left over. I haven't restocked my brush since I put it on the outer corner. So keeping it nice and like whatever's left over, just to give you a little bit more... like if you want a little bit more depth, but you can add to that, right? So this is me putting on, I think I did 2 dots of garnet, I patted it, I blended it upwards, then I did 1 more dot on the outer corner just to deepen it a little bit. Yeah, Dwee, absolutely fine, of course. I was just thinking about that. So if you went for medium tone, Candied Cocoa Shimmer is a darker option. And I'm trying to look at non-still permanent things, because all of the lovely dark browns are actually all not available anymore. Candied Cocoa Shimmer. Tell me what Candied Cocoa Shimmer works. What Candied Cocoa Shimmer is in comparison to your skin tone. Because you don't need, like, that just needs to set where that crease is. It doesn't need to be like a massively different colour. What would I recommend with denim? Blissful would be a good one, Rachel. Although Blissful versus Garnet, intrigued. How much difference is there between Blissful and Garnet? I don't know if I can find Blissful now. Yes, I can. Sorry, I've got totally sidetracked here. Yeah, Blissful and Garnet, that could work. Dwee, if you've got Blissful, could work. Thank you, Rachel, helpful. What would I recommend with denim? Oh, what have you got that's medium tone, Suzanne? What have you got? Because that's actually the question. Okay, on the other side, I mean, I'll do 2 different eyes so that I look like a crazy person. I always leave the house with 2 different eyes because I get carried away with teaching different ways of doing things. And I'll show you and we'll see what happens. Suzanne says granite. Yes, granite is quite dark for a medium tone. She won't not work, but she's quite a lot. Like, I would do a whole smoky eye with granite instead of garnet. But if you're talking about one colour the whole time, in fact, Suzanne, take a photo of your shadow senses and send them to me, and I'll see what I can do. How's that? Alternate ways of getting a smoky eye. I want to just play this game with you because I think that this is quite a fun cheats way of smoky eyeing, but it's not for everyone. So I'm going to show you both eyes. This is my like proper smoky eye, how I do it. This is how I like to play around with it a little bit. So You know where we talked, wait, I'll just restock. You know where I talked yesterday about putting that line, that diagonal line up to your corner of your brow from your lower lash line? I've already basically contoured my eye with this Mocha Java, right? So I'm going to take the top end, so this is your doe foot applicator, the like higher end, and I'm just going to draw a little line like so. So exactly what I was talking about yesterday. If you want to use this to create yourself kind of a bit of smoky eye, I want you to start with that line and I want you to push it inwards. So we're just going to start with that natural line that we already have and just start to push that line inwards. Really, really gently. I'm not pressing hard. I'm then just flipping my brush so I've got a cleaner edge, and I'm just going to start to gently, gently push that colour into the rest of my eye. I might bring a little bit underneath just because I like to always do that. But this has given me, can you see that? It's given me like a perfect guideline for my eye on where that colour needs to go. Can you see? I don't know if that helps. So this is giving me like an outer corner colour. So if we go back to my 3-step things, this is giving me a really good placement of that outer corner colour. At this point, if I want to add more, so this I would say is more for people who have small or hooded eyes, I might keep it on that outer corner, just add one more dot and do exactly the same thing. I'm pressing it into position. To start with, press, 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 press. And if you have particularly like wrinkly, crepey eyes, then make sure you're getting into all of those nooks and crannies. Make sure that you lift up and you really do get in, because if you are somebody who has kind of lots of like little gaps in there, you want to make sure that you get it into all the gaps, otherwise it's going to look like you've not put it there. And all I've done is brought it across from the outside in, but I know that this bit is in the right place, so I can bring it in just gently. I don't need to worry about coming in too far because I don't have anything left on my brush by the time that I get to that inner corner, and it's given me the same result. So I want you to try these two things. I want you to play around with what works the best for you. I've come up into that crease area. I know where the crease area is because I used my Mocha Java. And then if you want to add more brightness into that inner corner, you totally and utterly can. If you want to add a little bit of liner, you totally and utterly can. You could go in with the liner pen if you wanted to have proper liner, but I'm going to stop there because I feel like I've rambled at you for ages. So, your base challenge today, and there have been letters flying out everywhere, so thank you so much to those wonderful humans who are taking on my bonus challenges too. But your base challenge today is to go and play around with a smoky eye. It doesn't need to be black. It needs to be whatever the colour is that you chose at the beginning of this week to talk about all week. So if you've chosen denim, then use denim. If you've chosen garnet, then use garnet. If you went for, I don't know, French roast, then use French roast. But please, please, please keep to the colour, because the whole point is that we are doing the same colour in 1,200 different ways. That is the whole aim of the game this week, okay? Again, you can spend time highlighting how ridiculous Undersense is. I feel like the smoky eye is so good for showing it. Look, it's mad. You could grab a brown, if you're using brown like I am, a brown pencil and just tightline on the edges and into your waterline, just to emphasize that corner a little bit if you wanted to. I would build this as a wearable smoky eye. It's not black. It's not really scary, it's totally easy to do, and it just adds a little bit of extra drama. Then we're going in, yes, Dwee, it's my first job this morning, I promise, I haven't forgotten, I promise. I'm having to do it on delay because otherwise I have to check it 12 times and I forget. So, you know, I'm a nightmare. I mean, Dwee, you of all people know how unbelievably bad I am at remembering to do stuff. Okay, your bonus challenge then, today, your bonus challenge is going to be to show a talking reel. So one reel or one story sequence. It's not allowed to be more than 1.5 minutes long. And I want you to talk through how to apply any of the things that we've talked about. So it could be how to do your smoky eye. Do one eye live and then do the other eye in 90 seconds. Or if you haven't already, talk through doing a 3-tone eye, or talk through doing your liner. I think liner is harder. That would be a mega challenge, because talking through your liner as you're doing it on a reel with time pressure, that's quite stressful. But I want you to do a talking reel. I want you to address your audience, and I want you to tell them what you're doing, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, why this is a good thing to be using. As much information as you can in those 90 seconds. I challenge you. Sorry, I can't talk while doing my mascara face, it would seem. But the important thing that you make sure that you keep reminding yourself is that nothing looks normal until you put your mascara on. I've put my mascara on and that smoky eye suddenly doesn't feel anywhere near as smoky. I feel like I could go in with more smokiness. Okay, so base challenge. Go and apply your smoky eye, talk through it, make sure that if you need to, you can talk about other things as well. You could apply one way, you could apply both ways, whatever you like. Suzanne, that's absolutely fine. Go do a smoky eye talking reel. That's absolutely fine. If you are doing a reel, if you are doing my bonus challenge and you're doing a smoky eye, do one of them live and do the other one as a talking reel. Does that make sense? Because you're talking to 2 different audiences. Your Instagram and your Facebook are 2 different people. I hope that makes sense. Any questions, drop them my way. If you don't know how to create things, please, please, please let me know. I did a whole host of troubleshooting with a whole host of people yesterday. So if you need me, you know where I am, and good luck. One last day tomorrow. I am so excited, but I'll see you then.